She has a group of 333. No, maybe did I get it wrong? It is you? Oh, I'm sorry. Right side. Hello, the right side. Stephanie. Okay, so I got it backwards. See, that's what happens when you can't read your own writing. Okay, so Stephanie joined in 2008, but see, Holly joined in 2008 also, so that part was correct. Teams. Okay, Stephanie has currently a team of 111. And she has a group of 333. Now, I thought that was pretty cool, right? Just 3 times the number on her team. Isn't that cool? Right side, let's hear it for Stephanie. Now we have to go to the lovely left side. Miss Holly Carranza. She also joined in 2008. She has a team of 74. And she has a group of, is that right? 10 times 704? Wow, 740! Get this party started! Woo!
Every time I hold a microphone, I'm singing karaoke, so. And y'all have to excuse me, I've been under the weather, so I can't sound like a frog, but it's all good. Today we're here to talk to you about party, and the different types of parties that you can have with Cincy. Of course, the first type of party is the home party, and you have basket parties, and you can have online parties. So, excuse me. When you do a home party, open houses are a great way, especially like at the change of a catalog, so that you can show your new products to your already, the customers that you already have and new people, and then they can turn around and possibly book a party, so you're starting the bookings for your future with the new catalog. You can also do them like every quarter and offer your own little special. If they show up, if they order this much, then you can get, a bar for free, or however you want to work that. It's a really good time to connect with your customers and just stay in touch, other than that once a month newsletter and the occasional phone call, or just running into each other at Walmart or whatever. So your hostesses are your income for today. Okay, I'm done with that page. The next slide, yes, okay. Always start by thanking your hostess and them welcoming you into your home with your products. A lot of times what I'll do, especially if it's a hostess that booked from a previous party, I'll present that hostess with a gift and say thank you for hosting the party. Just for hosting, you're going to get this free product. And all the guests get to see that, and they start thinking, oh, maybe I should host my own party. Then you can tell a brief version of the Cincy story. For instance, the part about that it started on a sheep farm and an ocean liner, and they melted the wax in crock pots. You can go into all that, or you could simply just get one of the DVDs that Cincy offers that shows the rocks the warmers coming from rocks, and the whole process, because that's really intriguing, especially for those of you who went to Spring Sprint. The video they showed about, that the bride warmer and all those little intricate details that go into the warmers, and then they can understand that, these are really authentic products. They're not just something that's made on a big, long assembly line. And then also, tell them your story. Your story is pretty important. Basically, for me, it was 10 months after I joined Cincy, and I just joined for a hobby, because I worked and had 3 kids, and I was a single mom, and that's all I did. The kids and work. So when I joined Cincy, it was like, I'm going to have adult conversations with other adults, And so I started doing that, and about 10 months later, I don't even remember, maybe 10 to 15 people on my team. But they were go-getters. They were real go-getters, and I had already become director, but I lost my job. my full-time job, and I was driving home and I was crying, and I was like, how am I going to feed my babies? And I pulled up to the house, and there sits a Scentsy box, an order came in, and I went, I got this. I'm not going back to work. I'm going to do this full-time, and that's what I did. And so that's why I'm here today showing you, these wonderful products. So, tell your own story. It may not be as drastic as mine. It may just be, just whatever is you. Just like they said earlier about telling your story, it makes people understand that, we are just everyday people, and we have a wonderful product to sell. And of course, be enthusiastic about it, because that always helps. When you're excited, they're excited. Okay. So other things to talk about at your party are the quality of the products. They're long-lasting wax. They're authentic, unique warmers. No two are exactly alike. There again, that DVD comes in handy. You can tell them about, what all kind of work goes into making each individual warmer. The affordability of the warmers are another aspect to look at, because your initial investment is a warmer, and after that you're replacing wax, and the wax itself is really inexpensive compared to, you can get 60 to 80 hours out of a bar, whereas you can buy a a 10-hour candle for $20, and it's not going to last that long. Plus you've got the smoke, the scent, the flame. The safety aspect of it as well. The wax doesn't get over body temperature, so it can't burn your skin. There's no flame, so it's not any different than leaving on a lamp or leaving your TV plugged in. It's just simply going to warm just enough to warm the wax. And we were talking last night, and they were saying that another warmer brand used a 80 watt bulb. And I thought, I don't even use that high of a wattage in most of the light fixtures that I have in my house. 60 watt or 75 watt is about all I use. So I don't know how. I guess they'd have to be that hot to melt their wax, but it's whatever. But anyway, the low wattage is very great and very good aspect to teach them about. This podium's a little too high for me. I'm sorry, I keep smacking it. The microphone. Okay, and also the simplicity. I did not do that one. The simplicity. They're easy to use. They're easy to clean. They're easy to replace the wax, and they're just warmers than wax. And if you just share it with the people at the party, and because I can't sell anything. I couldn't sell water in the desert. But I can share what I like about Scentsy, and people get that, and it sells itself. And so it's just a matter of them picking out what they want and going from there. And then also that it's consumable, not disposable. You buy your Glade candles, and once it's gone, it's gone. You have to throw the little glass container away or whatever, but this is actually, it all gets consumed, and all you have is the wax to throw out. There are, I promise I'm standing still. The resource tabs are packed with ideas. You could do themed parties. You could do a girls' night out, or margaritas night, or a bridal shower. Those are fun. Bunko parties. And also like flip-flops. And then there was, what else? We could do like The Price is Right, Halloween parties. There's just all kinds of different things that you could do. And, or pajama parties. Ooh, that would be fun. But one of the things that you need to think about when you're going in to get ready to do a home party is coach your hostess. Make sure that she knows what your intentions are, and find out what her goals are for her party. Because when you know what she wants, then you know what to work for. You can tell her, it's pretty much, I I don't know, I'm sure studies have shown it or whatever, but a quarter of the people that you invite to a party will actually come. So if you're wanting at least 10 guests at the party, invite 40 people. I mean, invite the lady at the daycare or at the grocery store or people from your church, people, and then tell them all to bring a friend. So you end up and you have a party that turns out that, even if they've got a minimum of whatever they can get away with buying, then, you still end up with a really good party. It also, when you're talking to your hostesses, then you can also, at the party, the guests are watching how it's going through for them, and they're going to want to earn that free and half-price stuff as well. So you're also looking at potential bookings for future. You can offer extra incentives, such as if you have at least 10 guests at your party, you're going to get a bar for free. Or if you can get $150 in orders prior to your party, then I'll give you a plug-in for free. And then you use your potential, what is it called? The booking
Perpetual party.
Perpetual booking awards, and get that plug-in for half price. And then, another thing is pre-bookings. If they can get you 2 people that want to have a party even before their party starts, give them something spectacular for that. Then you've also got your customer incentives. Make sure that once your party's over with and you've wrote your handwritten thank yous, that you put in a loyalty card or a coupon for a future order. Something that's real important about putting coupons on there is kind of put an expiration date on there, because a year and a half from now, when they say, "Oh, I've got this coupon," and then you don't, how many parties have you done since then? So put an expiration date on it, because that's going to help your sales for the next month. And then, of course, your door prizes. You can give away bars or scent circles or samples. You can go as simple as just giving out samples of the wax. And then also you can do the coupons there too. One thing that I did want to mention though, before I turn it over to Steph, was the games under the resource tab. There's like a list of 200 games. They're so much fun, and I guarantee y'all, Stephanie would have never hosted a party. Stephanie would have never wanted to join Cincy if I hadn't played a silly game at a party that she was at. So, and the free plug-in.
Basket parties and home parties are a lot of the same. They just kind of go hand in hand. So how many work with basket parties every single month? That needs to be everyone's hand. There is a little thing called a mini tester. It's $25 on the workstation under Cincy Success, and that is an employee for you. And I'm going to talk today about what you would incorporate in that basket party, because the only thing that you're going to miss from having a basket party compared to a home party is them getting to know you and you getting to know them. So you want to make sure that the flyers and all the information that is in your basket party introduces you as a consultant to them as a customer. So that's where we're going to start, because everybody is busy, and I'm just as busy as the next person. So that's one reason why I like to try my best to stay organized and incorporate everything in the basket party, because it just makes my job easier when the basket party is returned. So just stop and think, or write a list, make a goal of how many people you're going to contact each and every week, and what is your goal for that month. How many people do you want to contact, and then personalize it with that, because not everybody is going to be able to meet a qualifying party of $500. but you do know that they can meet the 150. So make that a personal, goal for them. Have them look at what their goal is going to be. Sorry, my mouth is so dry. Normally I'm not used to having a dry mouth, but I guess I'm a little nervous too. So where I like to do a lot of my basket parties is like with schools, offices, bunco groups, anywhere where there's a large group of women that meet once a month. And everybody's going to need Cincy every single month, regardless if it is. Woo! She rocks. That's Laura Rasnick. She's one of my star consultants. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's better. Okay, so I just encourage them to host the party once a month, and then they can either make it a mystery hostess so that, who knows who's going to get that month, or they can take turns so that every month that person can be the hostess. That is a guaranteed way of knowing that you will at least have 150 to, meet your numbers every month, or at least to stay active. So I do that. Let's see. Post on your workstation. Use the e-bites. Encourage them to reach out to family, friends, out of state, out of town, to help with their party. So post on your workstation and be organized. What I like to do is I get the generic Staples brand 6x9 envelopes, and when a person books a party, regardless if it's home or a basket party, is I put the information of the hostess at the top. I fill that with order forms and all of my information, and include that with my basket party, so they know what the tax rate is. If they want to shop online, what my website is. If they need to write a check, who to make checks payable to. All of that information is at a quick glance on the front of the envelope. When the hostess returns that back, then I enter the orders, put the order number at the top. When the order comes in, all of the receipts are right there. And I start preparing from the time that I enter the order and writing in thank you notes. So then I'm not overwhelmed when the order comes in. Everything's ready to go. I bag it, make a wow factor, and send it, or go and deliver it. So if you break it down, it's not as overwhelming at the end. Next slide, please. Okay, on incentives, I like to offer, especially with like new catalogs, or say that there's not, the booking trail has come to an end. So in order to generate more baskets to go out, I will offer my perpetual half-price item for them to host a party, because it's going to be there anyway. So why not give more than you take? So I give that to them, and as one of the incentives, and then also with bookings, for them to challenge them, and depending on, again, personalize it to the hostess, but what is their potential, and challenge them. You set your goals every month, you challenge your hostesses to set their goals, and then follow up with them. They have their basket party out, and just to, call, not to bother you, but I just want to make sure that you don't have any questions today, because a lot of people, I've heard so many times, I know you're busy enough, I just don't want to bother you. Like, really? Because that could have been a sell if you had called. So the other thing is with again, like Tamara was saying earlier, the sales is your income for today, bookings is your income for tomorrow or the future. But recruits are your income for life. So that is so true. And when that was printed, I was like, hey, we said that too. We must be saying something right. So set goals, and make one of the goals to be on the customer order form, make sure that it is completed. One, that's going to give you the opportunity to follow up when you are running a special. You can mail them at whatever your special is. When the new catalogs come out, you can use that as a mailing list, but also the email address so that you can add them to your newsletter. There's phone number's going to be on there so you can call and ask, hi, this is Stephanie, how are you doing? How's your Cincy? Are you have any questions? So, another thing that, next slide please. With one of the things that I include in all of my orders is a Cincy tip sheet. Because how many times have we heard, oh, well, I've used it, but it just doesn't smell anymore. I'm like, really? What are you warming? Well, it's this, that, whatever. I go and I check it out to see if I need to, replace the warmer. And it's like barely at the top, or where it's about to spill over. And I say, you know what? Here's the thing you've got to think about. And this is, ever since I started, I'm a big Dr. Pepper fan. Love me some Dr. Pepper. Yeah. So, and I think about how it tastes when it's watered down. And then, when a restaurant will come up and tip it off, no, you give me a new one. Because when you add that new to it, it's good. I did it to Holly last night. I gave her the watered down and I kept it good. So, I said, there's no difference. If you will always have the wax, you just won't always have the smell, because our wax does not burn. The burning is what causes the wax to evaporate, right? And you have an empty jar. So it's never going to go away. It's always going to be there, because, it makes sense. If you don't know, when you see wax, you think it's going to smell. So, and I think, you wouldn't add another cube because it's going to dilute it. Why would you want to do that? You're wasting your money. And they're like, I wish I would have known that. I wish I would have, someone would have told me. Because I started saying that at events, just because it was like hearing all of the different, people with all the, frustrations and complaints, and there was a justification for every single one of them. They weren't using it properly. So, since I wasn't at the party, and they don't know me, and they don't know the products possibly, or even if they have been, I have a cousin that's been using it 2 years. Apparently she hasn't been paying attention to me, because I know that I told her. Just make sure that you have like a little tip sheet that says, 2 cubes at the most is what I recommend. I know I see in other places 3, but I really think you're going to get the most out of your wax if you don't overfill it. So, and another analogy that I use is you wouldn't fill up a pot or a kettle of water and put it on the stove and turn it on low and ever expect it to boil. It's never going to boil. It's going to warm, but it's not going to boil. So, with the low temperature, if you put too much wax in there, it's never going to reach the temperature that the wax is formulated to release the scent. So when you explain this to your customers, they look at you and, for what? It's showing them that you are serious about your business and you're knowledgeable, and that's powerful. It's powerful to be knowledgeable about your business and comfortable in your business. And then I include, for the follow-ups, every bag that goes out, it will have extra business cards, not just for them to call when they need, refills, but to share with others. And then I will put in the buy, host, and join brochures. Oh, thanks for turning it. I forgot to say turn it. And then make sure a catalog, because if they didn't keep a catalog from the basket party, you want them to see. And if the basket party, closes at the end of March, you've already got your flyers for April. What if they really, really want Mother's Day, I think, or next month? Yes, well, it'll be for April, but yeah. So that may be something that they look at and go, oh, be inspired by that. Say, oh, you know what, I think, Sue would love that. So, always include the next month's special, especially if it's already arrived. And then depending on, if it's, well, I shouldn't say depending on who the hostess is, but if I know that it's a brand new hostess and I want to make a really good impression, Dollar Tree is awesome. You can get ribbon, you can get curling ribbon. I use Dollar Tree, it's my favorite. So I just put all the information in, cinch it up at the top, and one pet peeve of mine, and then I try to help everyone that I teach how to tie a bow. When you cinch it at the top and put the bow, do like little jaggeds all around the top with your scissors so that the top is like, it looks like a bag, not a bow. At the top, just so that it gives it a little more pizzazz and it doesn't look like you just cinched it together. Make an impression, because again, they never met you. They don't know you. So let them, feel like they're getting a present that they paid for. They love it. And again, the handwritten thank you notes, I can't express that enough. And regardless if they are your the first time they've ever purchased from you, or if they purchased from you from day one, I write my mom a thank you note. You just can't say thank you enough, because at the end of the day, Cincy is growing and growing and growing. If you don't have their business, somebody else will.
Yes.
If you don't make them feel important to your business, somebody else will.
That's right.
Because I don't know how many customers I've picked up because the consultant didn't make them feel special, and they felt special from the things that we did. So, and then, thank you. Oh, I was like, what does that say? I used to handwrite this too in the very beginning, but then my hand just cramped so bad. So what I do is I get the 2x4 Avery labels, or Staples is my buddy there too, and get all generic. They don't know what, it's not the quality of that, you just want to get the information down. They just say, hey, Holly just hosted a party, or her party was $500. She had $75 in free and 3 half-price items. If you would like to host a sensational event, give me a call. Because then that, I think I even saw Lisa's, maybe it was Lisa, or if it wasn't Lisa, raise your hand so I can give you props. But they actually photographed the hostess rewards. Debbie photographed the hostess rewards and incorporated that JPEG on the thank you, or to notify the customer of what was earned. So then it's a visual. So I love that idea. So I think the basket parties, like I said, it's the best employer you can have. They're $25, and it's a big difference in your business if you want it to be. So now we're going to talk about online parties.
Okay, so you've got some unlimited potential when it comes to online parties, because you can live at point A and have someone, 7 states over at point B hosting a party for you. And all you do is you go into your workstation, you start a party, and make sure you list it on the PWS, and you can send evites to your hostess, and that's it. I mean, seriously. Then the hostess takes that email and uploads all of her contacts, sends out the email that has the link to your website. They click on it, they go to your website, they click buy from her party, and then all you have to do is close out the party. Most of the time, and I don't even think it's an option anymore to have it just shipped to the hostess. No, it's not. Because once it's paid for, since he has X amount of days to actually expedite it. So, if you're going to open a party and then 10 days later close it out, but somebody ordered something on that very first day, they've probably already got their product before. So anyway, so in the 10th day, then all you have to do is call your hostess, find out what she wants, enter the information, and close the party out. And you're done. It's that simple. And you can reach out to people all over the place. Then once you've, closed that party, you can actually sit down, do the handwritten thank you notes, and send it to each of those customers that did order from the online party. Another thing that I do, and I know several others that do it as well, every month I put on my website, order from here and receive a gift as a party name. And when people go to my website, they click on that party to place their order, and at the end of the month, I close it out, and I'm the hostess, and I get the free and half price hours. So and they want to get something free, so you send them a send circle, you send them a free bar, just whatever is in your pocketbook to send them. But you're the hostess, so you can get it for free because you're going to use the rewards. Also, you can also do that in the same way as a mystery hostess. Basically, you have people go order on the mystery hostess online order, and at the end of the month, you do a little drawing, and whoever is the winner is the hostess when you close out the party.
Well, no, that's good. Because we need to hurry. I think we're getting a little long-winded. Okay, so yeah, just reiterating over that, building your hostess and customer loyalty, being genuine, being you, being attentive, communicating, follow up. Your fortune is in your follow-up. And I can't express that enough either. One of the things that we also encourage in our teams is when you're walking through Walmart or to go into Walmart or any store, if you see those God-forsaken trees hanging from the rearview mirror, you put a sticker, and somebody's going to get this today because I put it in the little bag, but it says, "Save the tree and try me." And I sent that as a thank you when it is an online order, because maybe they've never tried something, or a scent circle or a scent pack or anything else of Scentsy. It's just the warm and relax because that's just what they do. So just incorporate that in your free or half price every month, and just make it a goal to get 6, 12, 18, however many you want, depending on how many basket parties you have and how many free and half price you earn yourself for that month. So I do that. Label everything. Let me go to the thank you. Label everything. Offer the opportunity. You never know what anybody is thinking or feeling, or what their circumstance might be. So I know that when I joined, Holly I had my Tyler mixer pot and my Tyler pots, and I didn't have a flame, but you know what? It sure burnt the heck out of my hands when I tried to clean it. So I think we've counted it, or we have counted it. It was 8 times. 8 times I'd heard about Scentsy, and when she brought a basket party that they had to football practice, and I see all these women run to her Suburban, I was like, what in the world? No. I was invited to 3 parties. Holly was the hostess, the consultant for all 3 parties. Finally, I went because my neighbor had one, and I couldn't fib and say, oh, I've got this, that, or the other, because she'd seen us home. They served margaritas, so I said, that's another bonus. And it was just a waiting to get out of the house, and then she offered the free plug, and I was like, I can do this. So I had my party, $1,100 later. I said, yeah, I think Mama can get some new shoes every single month. So I wasn't in it to make money at all. And I love that part of the story, because I never thought that I could do it. So never feel like you can't do it, because that's where you're going to hurt yourself, is by saying I can't. Because I did that for 2 years. For 2 years, I can't do this. I can't do this. But so So don't sell yourself short. That's a reason why she named it Andrew's Solutions. Okay.
Just make sure that you use your workstation, use the tools that Cynthia offers you, the training tabs, the PDFs, the Ning site, the events just like this, Spring Sprint, convention. I mean, all the tools are out there. Just put them in your toolbox and use them, and you'll do great. Thank y'all very much.